Marcus Fleming is the 43rd rated wide receiver in the country, according to the 247 composite, the 42nd rated player in the state of Florida out of Northwestern High School, Maryland, Florida, Florida State, Georgia Tech on his board, including Miami. And your thoughts about the possibilities of him staying at home?
I believe that he's going to stay at home. He's a speedster. He's one of the guys, he's the type of South Florida kid who's a 3-star, 4-star borderline guy. But you always, people want to say South Florida 3 stars are probably 4 stars or 5 stars elsewhere. That's a Marcus Fleming. Kid can fly. Kid can fly. So if you're talking about, Miami didn't take Tutu Atwell a couple of years ago because he wanted to play quarterback, even though everybody knew he's going to play wide receiver. Tutu Atwell used to throw passes to Marcus Fleming. Now Marcus Fleming wants to stay local and play literally, not around the corner like Norland, but Northwestern is off of 79th. So it's not far from 79th up to 199th there, 120 blocks to the stadium. That's not far at all, a few miles. So if he wants to stay local and play here, I'm all for it. He has a skill set to play here. He might not be a day one contributor. He might not be Amon Richards breaking the freshman receiving record, but I don't see any reason to move on from him. I know that there was talk earlier in the year that he might be wavering on his pledge to Miami. I have not heard anything like that recently. All of the intel that we have heard and has been reported is that he's pretty solid. So I hope that he stays solid because, again, he's a kid with good enough size at 5'10", 5'11", and, again, track speed, which guys have down here. So I'm good with it.
I will catch up with those, and I thank you so much for the contribution, including this one from Chuck Mo Beer. Mark and Cam, should Miami get a coach dedicated to special teams?
Special teams has been so much better this year. What are you talking about? John Packey, what? Look, and I know Bubba Baxa has not met expectations. I know that McKicken, Turner Davidson was great for one game, and then that all went away. Camden Price seems to be consistent. But, punt returns, very good. Kickoff returns, very good. Punting, very good. Punt and kickoff coverage, very good. So, look, Miami, and I put this in the good, the bad, the ugly, the last couple of weeks. Miami has had hundreds of yards of hidden yardage advantage on field position. It was 266 against Florida State. It was like 185 against Louisville. It was another 185 or 200 yards the week before at Pittsburgh. Special team, I know that the kicking, the field goal place kicking part, I know that needs improvement. But if you look at special teams globally and you take everything into account, punting, punt coverage, kickoff coverage, and kickoffs as well, because Bubba Baxa still has a strong leg and he's kicking most of them out of the end zone, and punt return and kick return, Miami special teams is pretty darn good. So I would say, I know that there's the one thing, the place kicking, that's been very, very, very bad. I know. And it seems Camden Price is getting better. Look at everything and evaluate that again, because I think that Jonathan Packey is doing yeoman's work as special teams coordinator. Plus the fact, if you do that, you only have 10 assistants, right? So then who's doing double duty and coaching another? So you're going to have Manny Diaz now coach linebackers, and then, because you only get 10 assistants. So if you have one for special teams, then you have 9 for the other positions. So that means somebody's going to have to do double duty. Why? For what? And Packey is doing double duty because he has the outside linebacker, striker position, and special teams coordinator. But special teams coordinator by itself, then that puts a core defensive position that has to be coached by somebody who's now doing 2 positions. I don't like it. Leave it like it is. And Packey's doing a really good job with special teams this year.